you do pass away, what do you want to be remembered for?
Bro, I'm gonna be here for sure. I ain't gonna know it. I'm a demigod, man. You can't get me.
Recent activity on social media has people talking and thinking that Julio Foolio faked his death. Strange posts keep popping up and fueling conspiracy theories that he may still be alive. However, his ops have already started dropping like flies, meaning that his crew has already started getting revenge for him. Or is he doing it himself? Let's unravel this mystery. Foolio alive. Is Foolio really alive, or is someone taking us for fools? The rapper's Instagram account has been pretty active all of a sudden, leading some conspiracy theorists to believe that he is still alive. Well, Tampa police did confirm that the rapper died while 3 of his affiliates were hospitalized with gunshot wounds. But from some of his posts, there might be a hint of truth to the crazy idea that he's alive. The first time Foolio's Instagram posted was after his main op, Young N Ace, dissed him in a music video for the track Do It, just hours after Foolio's death was confirmed. The timing and content of the song have many questioning what Ace's intentions were, as well as the message he is sending through this track. Is he taking credit for the hit, or is he just happy and trolling now that his fiercest rival has been murked? Let's take a closer look at the lyrics and the public reaction to this explosive release. The lyrics of Do It are undeniably provocative and explicit. Ace raps about gunning down his rivals with chilling precision. Catch his ass and do his ass, you know he finished, he raps. Flip his ass and smoke his ass, we stand on business. In another part he raps, I don't even call him by his name, I call them Lil Do It. Let's do it. Bitch call his phone, say they got the low, I told them do it. These lines leave little to the imagination, painting a vivid picture of violence and vengeance. The music video for Do It adds another layer to the song's menacing tone. In the video, masked men are seen shooting another man in what appears to be a motel parking lot. While Ace doesn't mention Foolio by name, the timing of the release and the content of the song have led many to believe that it is a direct response to Foolio's murder. Foolio's Instagram account hopped onto Ace's promotional post for the song and posted this ominous comment. According to internet detectives, Foolio's family may have control of the account and are calling cap on Ace for claiming the hit. Authorities must be talking to Foolio's family about the murder and may have some insights into what happened that morning. The second time Foolio's account was active was after Ace dropped his second diss towards his op. Barely a week after releasing Do It, Ace released yet another track, Game Over, where he took his disrespectful antics to a whole new level. The lyrics are diabolical, and there's no doubt that Foolio is the target. Right from the start of the music video, it's clear that it's a Foolio diss as they brandish a bottle of Don Julio, which Ace takes a sip off before starting the song. While the song's intro is disrespectful enough, the lyrics are nothing short of evil. In fact, he literally explained what happened that morning Foolio was shot and killed. 5 in the morning, I got a call. What is this? Dead on the floor, dead on arrival, Mr. Six, I'm steady screaming out. F the long, f the 6 inches, 4 in the car, and one of them dead, 3 got hit. Ace raps. First, Foolio was killed at around 5 in the morning. Apart from that, he references Mr. Six, a title that Foolio often used in his lyrics. Shockingly, Ace even describes the number of people who were in the car that got shot up, which is what is in the police report. And if you have any doubt that Ace was talking about Foolio's murder, he went on to rap, bullets through this windshield, can't miss him with this chopper. Well, the news was filled with Foolio's windshield riddled with bullets, so you can easily join the dots. And to top it all off, Ace revealed why he took out his main op, and the nigga went to that grave and took a picture. Ace raps. For anyone who doesn't know, Ace lost his brother and 2 best friends in a shooting, and Foolio went ahead to shoot a music video for the remix to the track When I See You at their gravesite while holding a picture of the 3 dead teens. After the diss track was released, Foolio's Instagram was at it again as it called Ace's song trash. This unexpected interaction garnered a sarcastic reaction from Ace and left fans scratching their heads. You still fucking with me, dude? I love you forever, Ace posted. The confusion only deepened when Foolio's account shared an odd promotional video. In the video, Foolio appeared to urge his fans to follow a company's account. This left fans questioning who could be behind these strange posts and why they were using Foolio's account for promotional purposes. The situation became even more perplexing when Foolio's Instagram story boasted about their earnings. First rapper to make $250,000 off a promo ad, the account posted. The account then posted a past interview Foolio did where he was asked how he would have wanted people to remember him when he died.
And you do pass away, what do you want to be remembered for?
As a funny, good-hearted young man, loyal to his people, loyal to his people.
At this point, the internet concluded that Foolio's account had been hacked, with the hacker putting up posts saying that Foolio would never die. First, he posted that the account would continue posting content. The hacker then posted a no-jumper interview where the rapper said that he would never die and called himself a demigod.
We need to do this again next year.
Yeah, that's love, bro. I'm gonna be here for sure. I ain't gonna know it. I'm a demigod, man. You can't get me.
Where did you get the demigod thing from?
The last post from the account was a photo of Kratos with the demigod hashtag. Whether Foolio Foolio survived or not, it's clear someone wants him dead and is still breathing and walking the streets of Jacksonville. Now the question that lingers is, who took him out? There is no doubt that Foolio was the most hated rapper in Jacksonville, something he openly admitted to.
From the outside looking in, it looks like you're the most hated.
Yeah.
Might be the most hated in Florida right now.
Yeah.
Foolio had made so many enemies that he had a bounty on his head.
Do you feel like you got money on your head?
I done heard a few rumors in the street.
The last rapper to have a bounty on his head was FBG Duck. According to cops, an informant revealed that FBG Duck's bounty had been set at $50,000, but was soon doubled to $100,000. And according to cops, Duck's main op at the time, King Von, had placed the bounty. Interestingly, hate for Foolio had crossed states, and even in Chicago, he was hated for disrespecting FBG Duck. While everyone has their suspicion on Young and Ace for Foolio's murder, there's wide speculation that it may have been a separate gang that took out Jacksonville's most hated rapper. Well, bodies have started dropping in what people think is revenge for Foolio's death, and the gang that has been targeted will shock you. Foolio's ops panic. Word on the street is that Foolio's ops are panicking. Get back for the rapper seems like it has already started. Barely a week after Foolio was murdered, an op was shot and killed. This was none other than 29-year-old Darius Beals. On the evening of June 28, Beals went about his usual routine, unaware that it would be his last night alive. As night fell, the atmosphere at the Laurel Grove apartments was calm and peaceful. Residents went about their usual activities, some enjoying the warm summer evening outside, while others retreated to the comfort of their homes. Beals, too, decided to step out for a while, heading to the parking lot of the apartment complex. At approximately 11 p.m., Beals was seen in the parking lot. Not long after, the peace and quiet of the night was abruptly shattered when the sound of multiple gunshots rang out. Within moments, the Clay County Sheriff's Office received multiple emergency calls reporting the shooting. Deputies were dispatched to the scene immediately, arriving at the Laurel Grove apartments within minutes. What they found was a scene of chaos and tragedy. Darius Beals lay on the ground, having been shot multiple times. Despite the rapid response of the authorities, it was too late to save him. Beals was pronounced dead at the scene. So who exactly was Darius Beals? Well, turns out he was the big brother to one Jacksonville's most feared shooter, Lil Leaky. Lil Leaky was from a gang called 1200, which had close ties to Ace's crew, and they even shared the same ops, including Foolio. However, Leaky was shot and killed back in 2020. Foolio and Leaky had a fierce rivalry, with Leaky almost killing Foolio's girl. Born and raised on the east side of Jacksonville, Leaky's early life was marked by the harsh realities of street life, and it didn't take long for him to find his place in the streets, quickly becoming affiliated with 1200. 1200 is a notorious crew in Jacksonville, known for their ruthless tactics and fierce loyalty to one another. Unlike Young and Ace's ATK crew, 1200 operates with a different set of rules and alliances. However, they share some common enemies, including Foolio and his KTA crew. The rivalry between these groups has led to numerous violent encounters, and Lil Leaky was right in the middle of it all. One of the most significant rivalries in Leaky's life was with Foolio. The beef between Foolio and 1200 wasn't just about territorial disputes or street credibility, it was deeply personal. Foolio and Leaky's brother Lil Popa had a history that went back years. They were once cool with each other, but a falling out led to a bitter feud that played out both in the streets and on social media. The animosity between Lil Popa and Foolio reached a boiling point when they threw hands in a footlocker, making headlines for their public brawl. This incident only intensified the hatred between the two camps, and the diss tracks that followed added fuel to the fire. Lil Popa and Foolio exchanged jabs in their music, each trying to outdo the other with increasingly provocative lyrics. But while Lil Popa and Foolio were busy trading insults, Lil Leaky was taking a more direct approach. He saw Foolio as a major threat to his crew and was determined to neutralize that threat by any means necessary. Foolio, on the other hand, was always sending shots at Leaky on social media, taunting him and trying to provoke a reaction. The tension between them was palpable, and it was only a matter of time before things escalated. In 2020, the rivalry took a dark turn when Leaky allegedly tried to take out Foolio's girlfriend, Boobin Baby. On April 30th, Boobin Baby was heading to the gas station with her friend. They decided to take Foolio's car instead of hers, a decision that would have dire consequences. While they were stopped at an intersection, a shooter came by and started letting off shots. Boobin ducked down and tried to drive away while her friend was screaming in the passenger seat. Despite her efforts, Boobin ended up getting shot 3 times. One bullet grazed her head, another got stuck in her knee, and the third bullet took off one of her fingers. The shooter was allegedly Lil Leaky, and his homie Spinabenz wasted no time dissing Foolio over the situation. In the track, I don't smoke Kendry, spin a Benz rap. This nigga mama got shot and he's still tweaking. This nigga bitch got shot. Cool. I know she leaving. They shot that whole finger off. She couldn't even tweet it. Well, Foolio's affiliates have decided to get back, and Leakey's brother has become the first victim. Word on the street is that more ops will fall as Foolio's affiliates seek to slide for him. The ops should be scared because the last time someone close to Foolio was killed, the retribution was brutal. After one of Foolio's closest affiliates was killed and constantly mocked in songs, Foolio and his gang decided to take the beef to unimaginable heights. The murder of Foolio's affiliate, Bibby, resulted in the savage murder of Corbin Johnson. On July 11, 2018, Corbin Johnson disappeared without a trace. His mother, Melissa Mormon Jackson, would later report that the last time she saw her son was at 9:30 that night. By 6:30 in the evening on July 13th, the family's concern had escalated to action, and they officially reported Corbin missing. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office began their investigation, but never made any progress. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and months into a year. As the first anniversary of Corbin's disappearance approached, the family planned a memorial at Riverside's Memorial Park, but fate had written a different ending to Corbin's story. On the evening of July 11, 2019, a man clearing land off Utsey Road made a shocking discovery. Corbin's skeleton was found, wrapped and buried, bringing a tragic end to the search. Foolio was all up on Instagram making fun of Corbin after the discovery was made.
That nigga Corbin, they let Corbin get kidnapped, man. That shit crazy, man. The Corbin. Got this stupid ass kidnapped. They found that nigga bones. Nigga getting kidnapped like a little baby, like a little boy.
The kidnapping and murder of Corbin Johnson was definitely a game changer in a scene where drive-by shootings were the norm. It showed that the rapper and his gang would go to extraordinary lengths to get their revenge. And now, with the brother of one of Foolio's biggest ops dead, are more going to follow suit? Well, we can only hope that the violence in Jacksonville stops. And while the discussion whether Foolio is alive or dead continues, here are a few rappers that were shot at but survived. Rappers who have survived shootings. To start us off is one of Foolio's most feared ops, Queso. Queso is actually in jail awaiting trial for Bibby's murder. Interestingly, what caused Queso to spiral into his killing spree was a shooting where his brother, Boss Goon, was killed. Queso was also a victim in the shooting, but luckily survived. In the early hours of a January morning in 2019, the streets of Jacksonville, Florida became the stage for a brutal and shocking act of violence that would send ripples through the community and the rap world. Willie Addison Jr., better known by his stage name Boss Goon, along with 5 others, fell victim to a merciless drive-by shooting that left the city in disbelief. On a fateful night in Jacksonville, the air was thick with anticipation as local rap enthusiasts gathered at Paradise Gentlemen's Club on Bay Meadows Road. Among the crowd was 25-year-old Boss Goon, fresh out of prison and eager to make his mark on the scene. He had completed a 6-year stint for burglary and perjury convictions only 6 months prior. As the night waned, Addison and his entourage decided to call it an evening. They piled into a silver Chevrolet Tahoe, unaware that this ride would be their last together. The clock struck 2 in the morning as they made their way along Emerson Street, near the intersection of Spring Park Road. Boss Goon and his group were unaware that surveillance cameras at Wacko's Gentlemen's Club were documenting a sinister plot unfolding. The footage, later scrutinized by law enforcement, showed 2 vehicles tailing them. It was here that the unexpected horror unfolded. A vehicle pulled up alongside them. Without warning, the quiet of the night was shattered by a barrage of gunfire, a relentless assault that turned the Tahoe into a scene of chaos and despair. In the aftermath, their vehicle, riddled with bullets, raced to Memorial Hospital. Boss Goon, who, despite the frantic efforts of medical professionals, was pronounced dead, his life cut short in an instant of senseless violence. Family members of ATK rapper Queso, whose name is Hakeem Robinson, were injured in the shooting, including his father, Adbull Robinson, who was shot in the back. This incident led Queso into a murderous rage where he relentlessly terrorized his ops. Ace has also survived a shooting that saw him move from Jacksonville for a while. The sad incident saw him lose his brother and 2 best friends. In June 2018, on a warm summer evening, the city of Jacksonville was bustling with the usual Floridian nightlife. Among the revelers was Ace, who was out to celebrate a special occasion. June 5th marked the birthday of his younger brother, Trayvon Bullard, and the night was meant to be a joyous gathering. Alongside them were close friends Royale Devon Smith Jr. and Jacoby Deshad Groover. The group chose a local favorite spot for the birthday dinner. After the dinner, the 4 young men left the venue, their spirits high and their hearts full of the evening's festivities. They got into their Chevrolet ready to continue their night elsewhere, but as they they pulled away, the unexpected horror unfolded in mere moments. A car, seemingly out of nowhere, approached their vehicle. Without warning or provocation, the night air was pierced by the sound of gunfire. The Chevrolet, once a vessel of celebration, became a target as it was showered with bullets in a relentless attack. Ace, amidst the chaos, made a split-second decision fueled by instinct and brotherly love. He leaned over in a desperate attempt to shield his friend in the driver's seat, risking his own life in the process. Tragically, his efforts were in vain, and the driver, along with 2 other passengers, succumbed to their injuries.
They followed me at a red light. My blood brother died on the scene.
You got shot 8 times in this, and somehow you're the only one who survived.
Shockingly, the hospital that Ace was taken to kicked him out for his lack of insurance deemed more significant than his critical injuries. Meanwhile, Ace's legal troubles compounded when it was discovered that earlier on the day of the shooting, the group had visited a gun shop on University Boulevard. Video evidence from the store led to Ace being charged with a probation violation for firearm involvement. Facing the aftermath of the shooting and the legal repercussions of his actions, Ace surrendered to authorities. He was charged with violating his probation from a 2017 accessory conviction related to an attempted robbery. His probation terms explicitly prohibited him from firearm possession, and the video of him handling a gun was sufficient for the judge to deny bail. Adding to his torment, Ace was also denied the opportunity to attend his brother's funeral, a heart-wrenching denial of closure. Foolio has also survived not 1, but 3 separate shootings. On October 6, 2023, Foolio was driving his black Dodge Challenger, which he was later killed in this year. As Foolio drove through the 3100 block on 18th Street W, a residential neighborhood less than a mile away from the Paxton School for Advanced Studies, the peace of the night was shattered by the sound of gunfire. According to various law enforcement sources, suspects opened fire on Foolio's vehicle, riddling it with bullet holes. The attack was swift and brutal, leaving Foolio with a gunshot wound to his foot, and was quickly transported to UF Health Jacksonville for treatment. The next day, an Instagram story post appeared, seemingly from one of his parents. The message read, "Keep Foolio my son in y'all prayers. He was shot last night in his hating city. 2 years earlier, he was in a similar situation." On November 8, 2021, Foolio was at a house on Ernest Street, recording music with several others. The house, which had already been the subject of numerous complaints from neighbors about suspicious activity, became the center of a violent confrontation. Foolio told police he heard gunshots when he walked outside, and the shooters were in a dark-colored truck or SUV. Foolio, armed with 2 guns, returned fire in what he claims was self-defense.
I shot back in self-defense. Y'all dumb. I shot back in self-defense. You don't think if I did something illegal, I would be in jail? The police put me in the back of the car.
Foolio was grazed by a bullet but refused to go to the hospital. Instead, he was seen being escorted to a car, limping from his injury, and in 2020 he was involved in yet another shooting, which saw him go to the hospital where he recorded a video dissing his ops.
Shot me, but they didn't kill me. I'm Kendrick. You stupid.
The last rapper who escaped with his life after a shootout is Quando Rondo. After Von was killed back in 2020, his gang did all they could to get revenge, which led to Quando being shot at several times. The first attempt happened in May 2021, with TMZ reporting that Quando and his entourage were caught in a hail of gunfire at a convenience store in Georgia, with one man in his entourage left with a gunshot wound to the hand. The shooting happened about 10 minutes from the nightclub where Quando performed the previous night. According to police reports, the group was making a quick stop at the convenience store when the shooting started. The shooter then opened fire either from across the road or from the highway. Quando survived despite being at the parking lot when the shooting happened. The second attempt on his life was more tragic, as it claimed the life of one of his close friends. On the 19th of November 2022, at a gas station in Beverly Grove, several gunmen ambushed Quando's entourage and opened fire. Although Quando Rondo was not hit, numerous reports show that he was the intended target. Unfortunately, a member of Quando's entourage was hit. His friends loaded him into the black SUV and drove about a mile to West Hollywood, where they were stopped by police officers responding to the shooting scene. Cops gave CPR to the victim, who was breathing but not conscious. Video of Quando screaming as they pulled the body out of the car quickly went viral on social media. An ambulance rushed the victim to the hospital. However, he succumbed to his injuries and died. Quando later identified the victim as Lil Pab after sharing a photo posing with him on Instagram. And while these rappers escaped with their lives, the gang lifestyle often catches up with most of them, and they end up 6 feet under. With Foolio joining the list of those who were not lucky, we can only hope that the list doesn't grow longer. If you enjoyed watching this video, click on one of the boxes playing on your screen to watch more similar content.